And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend Sheep Ludes. How are you doing? I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope your boss wasn't rude to you, and if you are by chance your own boss, I hope you weren't rude to yourself or others. We got some stuff to talk about in NBA 2K23 My Team. Really interesting stuff, I guess. I don't know. I can only describe the set of cards you're about to see as the most mid set of players you've ever seen in your life. Now, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing is completely personal. But first, Carmelo Anthony retired, everybody. Taking a moment of silence for Melo the God's retirement. It's actually really sad, man. I grew up watching Melo play, so it's really depressing to see him retire, though he probably should have retired like 3 years ago. But hey, my team kind of did the right thing. They could have made a brand new card, but sure. There's a locker code. You get one of two Carmelo Anthony's, and then they Evo to a 30 Hoffbatch Dark Matter, which I guess is cool. I suppose. I mean, it's better than nothing. I didn't expect them to do anything. It's crazy that we got like an actual Carmelo Anthony locker code, and not a LeBron one when he broke the scoring record, but whatever. One card is significantly better than the other one. The Denver Nuggets one is better than the other one due to the hot zones. They didn't change his SIGs or anything, but they're honestly not bad. So it's like whatever. This one is definitely better than the New York Knicks one, which I find to be interesting because I feel like Melo was better on the Knicks than he was on the Nuggets, but that's just me. I don't know. Either way, are they the greatest cards in the world? No. Are they going to satiate the most hardcore fan base and the most hardcore players in the world? No, they probably are running Bol or Bender at the bare minimum, so it doesn't really matter. But let's talk about the actual set. So we got the Rush set. Now, interesting how they're doing this. So each week this season, look to add Dark Matter Rush cards to your collection via equal chance reward packs available across modes and through an agenda. These Rush cards will also be available as auctionable inserts in tomorrow's promo super pack. So, looks like, I don't know if they're going to be VC only or if they're going to be MT super packs like they've done in the past. I would assume it's going to be one of those things where they're going to be like 15,750 and it's going to be like themed in some capacity, right? That would be my guess anyway. This looks to be like a Dunkers theme. So I'm guessing the super pack will be like a Dunkers theme of some sort. But it's cool that you're able to get at least one of these guys through the agenda and through like RNG, I guess. Now, once again, just like with all things 2K, before we either, hate on it too hard or get hyped about it, let's see how they actually implement it, because it sounds good, but you just never know when it comes to 2K if it's actually going to be good or not. So I don't want to get too gassed up here. Like, I like the idea that you can get them through RNG, though they'll probably be impossible. I like the idea that you're able to get at least one of these guys through an agenda grind, but once again, we'll see if that's locked behind like multiplayer and a bunch of unnecessary, kind of annoying things that you're going to have to do. Well, look at the cards in general. Like, when I said this was the most mid drop, I'm dead serious. These are straight up mid players, but it's still kind of funny. Jason Richardson, Bill Walton, who 100% smoked mid. Though I will say, back when Bill Walton was smoking what we would consider mid, that was the finest of the fine. That was the caviar of cannabis back in the day. If you want to do yourself a favor and you want to know what our forefathers were getting down on, go Google the 1978 High Time strains of the year and behold the glory. So next time, like, a dude who's like 56 or 60 starts talking about how herb was better when he was younger, just show him that picture, because he's lying. Like, he's lying for sure, 100%. Then we got Donovan Mitchell. Cool, I suppose. I mean, I feel burnt out on Donovan Mitchell this year personally, but I think that's just because I ran into him so much at the beginning of the year. Amar Stoudemire, who thankfully is in his right jersey this time. And Caron Butler, who I've talked about a bunch of times. I literally thought this was like a fake player, like Wes Mailman from All-Star Baseball. Like, when they didn't have the rights to Barry Bonds, I thought they didn't have the rights to someone, so they made up Caron Butler because he was injured so often. I had never seen him play. This was in 2005. The internet was in its infancy. All right, leave it alone. I should say broadband internet was in its infancy. I could have Googled this at any time, but most people had dial up, and that would have took like 10 minutes, man. So let's talk about the cards in general. We'll start with Jason Richardson. Cool. I mean, whatever. I actually like the release a lot. Like, I've been running Bob Pettit pretty heavy, and I like this release. Now, that being said, is it likely that I run Jason Richardson? No. But am I going to try to collect Jason Richardson? Yeah, especially he's got the Redeem Team Warriors jerseys on. Like, yeah, I'm down for that, you know? Get out of here, Charles Barkley. No one wants you. Disney Plus. Anyways, he should be relatively good. They'll give him Michael Jordan dribble style. He'll have good dribble sigs. Like, his defensive tendencies will stay the same. The one thing I will say about this is these are cards that you're going to be able to get for free, supposedly. So that's something like I'm kind of okay with. So I'm going to be less harsh on the cards in general because they're not just like packable cards. So that I will say. Bill Walton, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. He's got Rubio base, which not half bad. It's actually pretty decent. They put it on quick or very quick, which I obviously assume they're going to do. It's actually not half bad. Now, it's a little past the time of Bill Walton being an elite center option for sure, especially with people running, you know, Art Gilmore at the bare minimum, and then, you know, or Hakeem, and then people running like Rick Smits and Yao, but still, he could serve as a very solid power forward. He could be decent. That Rubio release has a big green window. That's nice. He'll be able to dribble, decent defensive tendencies, not stealing the ball or anything, but he'll be all right. He's going to be an excellent defender with kind of whack shooting badges, but I always like to see Bill Walton in the game. I think it's just cool to see. So for that, I'm thankful, I guess. Then we got Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to spend very much time talking about Donovan Mitchell because we've seen so many. Like, look at how many Donovan Mitchells we've had this year. Bam, 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 bam. You know, so it's like he's going to be the same. His release might be on very quick as opposed to quick. Maybe they change up his dribble sigs and stuff, but for the most part, he's just going to be a better defensive version of the Donovan Mitchells that we've already seen. So at this stage, too, people are running at bare minimum 6'7" point guards across the board, so it's just hard to get excited for a 6'1" point guard. He does look a little bigger than 6'1", though, just a shade. This man was an early game demon, though. Amar Stoudemire, 6'10", 7'1" wingspan. I gotta say I'm kind of excited for Amar. I actually like the release this year. I think the release is really good. I don't know if they're going to keep his release or if they're going to change it. I hope they keep it because I actually like it. But this card was really solid when he came out. I remember running into a lot of no money spent squads that were running Amari for like a couple weeks. I feel like someone came out like right after Amari though, which is why you didn't see him too much after that. Because it was like alternate reality. I would run into Amari. Oh, and then the All-Star packs came out. No, something else. I don't know. There was like another budget power forward that came out that everyone was running. I just don't remember who it was. Either way, I am excited for Amari. Like I said, it feels right to not see him in a Cleveland jersey. That feels good. He's going to be basically the same as this one with better shooting badges, right? The defensive tendencies will still kind of suck, but he's definitely someone I'm interested in playing with for sure. Just because, like, this Amari was gas when he came out. This Amari was fire. I'm sorry, this card was nice. Then we got Caron Butler, 6'7", 6'11" wingspan. So he's actually got some size to him. He's got the Kevin Knox release, which if you've used Gus Garrard, or I don't know why you would have used Cliff Hagan, but Cliff Hagan, or I don't think anyone has Havlicek yet, but if you use Gus Garrard or this Kevin Knox card that a lot of people were using in Limited, he's actually a really, really solid like release. It is a really solid release. Like, it's decent. It's not the greatest release in the world. It doesn't have the biggest green window, but it's also not the fastest or the slowest. It's just kind of like an aggressively mid release, but I actually really like it. This Caron Butler card alone was pretty good. He carried me through a couple of the Kevin Garnett challenges. I don't remember specifically which ones, but, you know, having to use diamonds, I ran Caron Butler for a few of them because he's actually kind of decent, but he should be aggressively okay. Like, they're going to ratchet up the defensive badges. I don't really spend a whole lot of time speculating on, like, badges because every card that comes out now is going to be mostly maxed on badges, so there's really no point to speculate on that. In addition, we got some Evos. These just This is Saturday. Okay. Yeah, we got another Gabe Vincent and a Duncan Robinson. Duncan goes up to an 18 Hoff Opal. And you know what? It's kind of decent. Like, he gets the animation boost too. Like, it's kind of decent. I mean, are you going to be running Duncan Robinson? Probably not, because they're not boosting tendencies or anything. But if he had good defensive tendencies, I'd run him. Gabe Vincent has four Evos now. He is a dark matter. Look at those hot zones. Gas. Those are Carmelo hot zones. Now, that being said, if you're a Gabe Vincent or a Heat fan, this is cool, but nothing objectively sick here. So let's go look at the market. I don't think these guys are going to affect the price, but regardless, we'll take a look. Now, I know this is the point of the video where you expect me to start talking about 98 Degrees and my hatred for this music video. It's come to be expected at this point, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll leave Nick Lachey alone. Plus, realistically, like, how am I going to hate on Nick Lachey? He's, like, rich and, like, hump supermodels. Like, he's doing quite a bit better than I am with my life. So, what can I really say? Now, do any of these cards actually affect anyone on the market? No. I would say no. I don't think there's anyone really genuinely hyped in this set, which is probably why they're grindable. Like, maybe Bill Walton and Amari will be good budget power forward options. And I say budget because, like, the ones you buy from the market are still going to be really expensive, but, like, you are going to be able to technically get them in other ways. So for no money spent, guys, they're going to be good. That being said, I think they're probably going to be at, like, DeMontis Sabonis price, maybe, like, Pau Gasol price, like 50K or so on the market. Now, there's going to be an agenda. I have no idea what that's going to be. If you want to try to speculate in the comments below, you may do so, but I have no idea what the agenda is going to look like. If I had to guess, I would say the most, because they're going to be tiered in the actual packs, right? Like, it's going to be significantly more likely that you get Jason Richardson or Caron Butler than you will Bill Walton, Donovan Mitchell, or Amari Stoudemire. So that you just kind of need to go into this experience knowing. Right? So I'm not really sure how they're going to handle it. Like, there are super packs, so there's some sort of super pack type beat. I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be a dunker set, just based on the names that I see. So it'll probably include, who will it include? Probably Paul George. They usually put Paul George in the dunker sets for sure. Maybe Jalen Green will be in the mix. Dwight Howard for sure. Vince Carter and T-Mac, both the T-Macs, I would guess. Ron Artest will probably be in there. JR will be in there. Maybe Ben Simmons, since that's all he actually can do in real life. That's cool. Penny, I mean, he kind of was a dunker, so maybe Penny. Braun, maybe AD. You know, just guys like that. I mean, you know who the dunkers are and who the dunkers aren't at this stage. MJ, obviously, Derrick Rose. So there's going to be a bunch of cards in there. There's probably going to be, 5% chance. Don't think for a second that because these are super packs, they're not going to have all-time players in there, because they most certainly will. So just accept that going into it. Like, these all-time cards will definitely be in the mix. $6 million for a Joe Johnson seems legit. I definitely don't think there's anything wrong there, for sure. Let's see what Melo we get. I'm curious. I gotta find. It's just literally thank you, Melo. By the way, I'm not one of those crotchety older people that gets, like, furiously angry at the thought of, like, children thinking of LaMelo Ball when they say Melo, by the way. But I will say it is just kind of weird having grown up watching Carmelo Anthony. It's just like a weird situation to have, like, little kids, like, saying a different name when you say Melo, because, like, it's Melo the God, you know what I mean? Cool, we got the better Melo. I mean, I probably won't use him for anything, but I do kind of want to hoop with Melo. I feel like this is the first time that I feel like I've talked about things like LeBron when he gets the scoring title, how people are going to hop on 2K and they want to go hoop with LeBron because it's like a big cultural moment. And they're going to be excited about it. And I feel like this is the first time I kind of understand, like, Melo retiring today. Like, I want to go hoop with Melo. I want to go play some games with Carmelo Anthony. Like, I'm excited to go do that. So it's nice. It's a nice feeling. 2K should do this stuff more often to energize the fan base, not just for hardcore players like myself and a lot of the people watching this video, but for people who are newer to the game and just want to actually play NBA basketball because they're fans of the NBA. So just wanted to point that out there. As always, it's been your friend Sheepludes, man. I will see you guys tomorrow. I probably shouldn't open packs, but I'm a pack crackhead, so I'm going to do it anyway. And I was gonna say I hope I pull something good, but honestly, I won't, and I don't even want any of these cards from the set, and that's who I'm gonna pull. So, have a good night.